Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. My name is Muhammad Waril Duba, a PhD candidate in the Department of Business Administration. I'm here to present my research on effect of social media marketing on repurchase subscription, moderating role of brand image among internet service providers in Zanzibar. In the next slide, the presentation structure will be structured as follows. We'll have background statement, problem statement, objective of the research, theory to be used, methodologies applied, results arrived at, discussion, and the conclusion. On the background, social media marketing encompasses various dimensions through which internet service providers interact with customers on various social media platforms, including customization of content, interaction, communication, trendiness in content delivery, entertainment value, and facilitation of word of mouth communication. These activities have shown to influence customer perceptions, attitudes, and behavior intentions across multiple industries. The effectiveness of social media marketing in driving customer retention and repurchase behavior remains subject of ongoing scholarly inquiry, especially in the service-oriented industry, such as telecommunication. Secondly, in terms of internet service providers competition in Zanzibar, there are multiple service providers who compete beyond traditional service attributes such as price, speed, and coverage, but increasingly on the ability to engage customers through digital channels and build a stronger brand relationship. Thirdly, customer retention challenges is faced by various telecom companies as acquiring new customers has significantly become more costly than retaining existing ones. Thus, understanding the factors that influence repurchase subscription behavior is essential to maintain competitive advantage and ensure sustainable growth is achieved. Finally, due to digital transformation, there has been a shift from traditional marketing approach to digital marketing approach, which actually reflects the changing consumer behaviors and expectation in terms of increasingly connected world. Thus, transforming how businesses engage with customers and build long-term relationship. On the next slide, in terms of problem statement, despite increasing investment in social media marketing by telecom firms globally, several critical research gaps persist that limit our understanding of how these activities influence customer retention in the sector, particularly in the African context. Firstly, while the firms have allocated resources to social media marketing, customers' retention has remained a major challenge in highly competitive digital market. Social media marketing alone cannot guarantee long-term subscriptions, continuity without effective customer relationship strategies and complementary brand building efforts. There has been limited internet service provider studies, as most of the studies focused on retail, luxury goods, tourism, and e-commerce industries, with limited empirical attention given to internet service providers industries. Again, limited research has investigated the moderating role of brand image in influencing the repurchase behavior. Understanding this aspect is very crucial for developing integrated marketing strategies that optimize both social media activities and brand management efforts. Lastly, empirical evidence from Zanzibar and broader African context remain scarce in the telecom firms and social media marketing literature. In fact, existing studies have concentrated in Asia, Middle East, creating a geographical research gap. The gap limits the ability of internet service providers in Zanzibar and similar contexts to develop evidence-based strategies for customer retention through social media marketing. This research therefore addresses these gaps by examining the effect of social media activities on repurchase subscription and investigate the moderating role of brand image among the internet service providers customers in Zanzibar. In the next slide, on the research objectives, the research objectives are: 1, examine the effect of social media marketing activities in repurchase subscription among internet service providers customers in Zanzibar. 2, examine the effect of brand image on repurchase subscription among internet service providers customers in Zanzibar. And finally, 3, examine the moderating role of brand image on the relationship between social media marketing activities and repurchase subscription among the internet service providers customers in Zanzibar. In the next slide, I'll cover the stimulus organism response theory. In the stimulus organism response framework, stimuli represent external environment cues that individuals encounter. These can include marketing communications, product attributes, service characteristics, or any other environmental factors that capture the attention and trigger cognitive or affective responses. On the other hand, organisms refers to the internal processes and states that mediate between stimuli and responses, including we have perceptions, emotions, attitudes, and beliefs. On the other hand, response represents the final behavioral outcome, which can include approach or avoidance behaviors, purchase decisions, or loyalty behaviors. Now, in the context of this research, social media marketing activities serve as an environmental stimuli that internet service providers customers encounters through various social media platforms. These stimuli include customized content, interactive communications, trending topics, entertaining posts, and word-of-mouth recommendations. Brand image functions as an organismic variable, an internal perception state that may influence how customers process and respond to social media marketing stimuli. On the other hand, repurchase subscription represents the behavioral response of interest, reflecting customers' decisions to continue their service relationship with the internet service providers. On the next slide, we are going to cover the conceptual framework. Now, based on the theoretical foundation and literature review, this research proposes a conceptual framework examining the relationship among the social media marketing activities, brand image, and repurchase subscription, as illustrated on the right side of the diagram. To explain further on the table, we have independent variables with the dimensions such as customization, interactions, trendiness, entertainments, and word of mouth. We also have moderating variable, which is brand image. And finally, we have dependent variable, which is considered as an outcome, named repurchase subscription or intention. On the methodology, this study employs a quantitative correlational research design appropriate when the objective is to test the hypothesis, examine relationships among the variables, and generalize findings to a broader population. The correlation design enables examination of the relationship among social media marketing activities, brand image, and repurchase subscription without experimental manipulation of variables. Now, in terms of population and sampling, the final sample consisted of 258 respondents, which exceeds the minimum recommended sample size and provides adequate statistical power for the planned analysis. For the data collection procedures, Google Forms were used as an online survey platform that enables efficient distribution, data collection, and preliminary data management. This was appropriate given the study's focus on internet service provider customers who are always connected to the internet and are comfortable with digital survey completion. Now, lastly, the data analysis was conducted using the SPSS, a widely used software for quantitative data analysis in social science research. In our next slide, in terms of demographics, the demographics indicates that there were 58.9% of female respondents, while there were 41.1% of the male respondent. It also further indicated that the preferred internet service providers is Zanlink, with 38.4% of the respondents supporting the aspect. On the descriptive statistics, all variables demonstrated relatively high mean scores, ranging from 4.12 to 4.32 on the 5-point Likert scale. These means are substantially above the neutral midpoint of 3.0, indicating that respondents generally held favorable perception of their internet service providers' social media marketing activities, brand image, and expressed strong intention to continue their subscription. In terms of reliability analysis, all constructs demonstrated excellent internal consistency, reliability with Cronbach's alpha values ranging from 0.859 to 0.914. These values substantially exceeded the commonly accepted threshold of 0.7 for acceptable reliability and surpassed the 0.8 threshold for good reliability. When it comes to validity, in terms of validity, while the correlations among the predictor variables are substantial, none exceeded 0.9, suggesting that multicollinearity is not a severe concern. The highest correlation among the predictors was 0.82, which in this case we have the brand image and entertainment, which is below the threshold typically considered problematic for regression analysis. For the correlation matrix, all correlations were positive and statistically significant at the p less than 0.01 level, providing preliminary support for the hypothesized relationships among variables. Again, as mentioned earlier above, while the correlations among the predictor variables are substantially, none exceeded 0.9, suggesting that multicollinearity is not a severe concern. The highest correlation among the predictors was 0.82, which was the brand image and entertainment, which is below the threshold typically considered problematic for regression analysis. Now, when it comes to H1 results, social media marketing activities have a significant positive effect on repurchase subscription among the internet service providers' customers in Zanzibar. For the H2 results, Brand image has a significant positive effect on repurchase subscription among internet service providers, customers in Zanzibar. Moreover, brand image explains more variance in repurchase subscription than social media marketing activities. When it comes to H3, which is the moderation analysis, brand image does not significantly moderate the relationship between social media marketing activities and repurchase subscription. Both social media marketing and brand image have significant independent effects on repurchase subscription, but their effects do not interact significantly. Now, to summarize the hypothesis, H1 supported as social media marketing activities significantly and positively influenced the repurchase subscription, explaining the 57% of the variance. This strong effect demonstrates the importance of social media marketing in customer retention strategies for internet service providers. H2 supported as brand image significantly and positively influences repurchase subscription, explaining the 61.2% of the variance. Brand image has a slightly stronger effect than social media marketing and explains more variance in repurchase subscription. Now, H3 not supported as brand image does not significantly moderate the relationship between the social media marketing and repurchase subscription. Both the variables have strong independent effects, but their effects are additive, rather than interactive. So the full model, including both predictors, explain the 64.7% of the variables in repurchase subscription. When it comes to the implications and recommendations, this research demonstrates that both social media marketing activities and brand image are critical drivers of customer retention in internet service providers industries in Zanzibar. Internet service providers enhance customer retention through investing strategically in both social media engagement and brand building initiative, recognizing that these strategies have independent and complementary effect. As the telecommunication industry continues to evolve in the digital age, understanding and optimizing these drivers of customer retention will remain essential for competitive success and sustainable growth. For the future research, building on the findings and limitation of this study, several directions for future research are recommended. Areas of future research includes aspects such as trust, satisfaction, service quality element, and finally switching costs aspect among the internet service providers in Zanzibar. These areas actually remain unexplored. And on the conclusion, from the presentation above, we can conclude that social media marketing and brand image significantly influence the repurchase subscription among the internet service providers in Zanzibar. And I have explained in this research, the data have also shown that this aspect is true. And from that perspective, I can conclude and say that both the social media marketing and brand image significantly influence the repurchase subscription. And with this, I take this opportunity to thank you all for your time. Have a nice time. Thank you so much.